What's up, y'all? Welcome to What the Hell Are You Talking About? I'm Lemar. That's LJ. What the hell are we talking about today?
All right, today we're going to get into a little bit of the NBA playoffs. No, just a little bit. We're going to spend only 5 minutes NBA playoffs. That's it. We're not going to
Yeah.
talk about this for like at least 35, 40 minutes, are we? You know what I'm
of
saying?
course we of course we are.
And then we're going to probably get into a little bit of the stuff in the NFL. At this point, I don't even feel like talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pissed off about it. I don't,
Yeah.
and every time I see it on TV, I just turn away the channel. I don't
Yeah.
want to. I don't want to
Yeah.
hear it. It feels like a win for the other side. So I
Yeah.
don't. I don't even want to deal with it.
Yeah. All right, so I
Uh,
guess let's get this part out the way then. So all right, so the NFL put that the national anthem rule in, saying that you either got to stand or you can stay in the locker room, or the team is gonna get fined. The Jets owner said he'll pay any fine that the players, if the players do it, he'll pay any fine, no problem, whatever, which is honorable. Um,
I'll get into that in a minute about how honorable it really fucking is.
Meanwhile, on the same day, Milwaukee Bucks guard Sterling Brown gets tased and tackled by the cops just because he parked in front of a Walgreens. There was no parking space. I mean, it was an empty lot. He just parked, across like two or three spots, which is, yeah, it's worthy of giving you a ticket for, yes, but tasing, and he was calm the whole time. He was just, he never cursed or said anything. The cop put his hands on him and he said, "Don't touch me." He never cursed at him. He never got vulgar. He just said, "Don't touch me." And the cop said, "Back up." But you got his face, and then you told him to back up. And then when he backed up, you still telling him back up like he didn't back up. He's like, "I backed up." So it was a lot going on there, and the cops were obviously and easily wrong in this situation, and they were talking to him regularly. And then all of a sudden, one cop is saying, "Hey, get your hands out of your pockets." He was like, "I'm holding." He was like, "I got stuff in my hand," and then they just tackled him. Like they didn't even like just like that. It went from a regular conversation to bam, tackle him. He's like, taser. I'm like, wow, this is insane. But the difference between what the NFL is doing with the anthem rule and how the NBA handles these things is like night and day. Like the Bucks ownership came out right away. It was like, yeah, it's a systematic problem, and all of that was unnecessary, and it wasn't an isolated, and it's not an isolated incident. Whereas anybody else would have said, "Oh, it's an isolated incident. This is not how things go here." Like even the organization came out 100% back after seeing the video and said that it is a systematic problem. So there's a night and day difference between what the NFL does and what the NBA does.
Yeah, I think this is just another instance of of racism that is covered up and completely acceptable by the by society in general. So basically, they're saying if you're a black player, just shut up and stand for this anthem. Even though there are a few things that's actually wrong about what they're doing. You cannot demand that anyone stands up for a national anthem. Not in this country. You have these players have rights. If they want to kneel, they can. You can't find them for kneeling. That's kind of like saying, okay, you're gonna have to. Okay, at work, that's like me and you going to work, and and job saying, okay, we're going to make salat now, or we're going to pray like Muslims, or we're going to pray like Jews now, and you better stand or else.
Right.
That's violating my rights.
Right.
I don't. What if I don't want to? What if I'm an atheist? What if I'm Catholic and I don't want to do that? What if I'm Jewish? What if I'm Muslim and I don't want to do that?
Right. They're
So
basically making you
that's
support their cause.
it.
That's
Make you
basically what.
support. Yeah, my
Right.
cause. You know what I'm saying? That's against my rights. So I think the NFL, the players have a case, but DeMaurice Smith, who's he's the
Players
president
Union.
of the
Yeah.
Players Union of the NFL. He's terrible at it. He's terrible. He let these people get away with whatever they want to. But then, ever since Roger Goodell got there, he's terrible at it. The players just need to do something on their own.
The truth is,
It,
the truth. Sorry, but the truth is, pretty much every union guy they have in place has always been bad, and it's more of because of the leverage thing, and I'm not letting him off the hook or anything like that, but there's the owners just have so much leverage in NFL with the injuries that these players have and the in and out of their career, and it's just like NBA has leverage because their star players run the league. So the players have leverage in the NBA. Football players don't have much leverage. It's something has to change there. Like they have to start. There's something that they got to do, and the problem is, it's not enough of other players outside of black players supporting black players. So as long as you got most of the quarterbacks being white, and a lot of players being white in the league that just don't want to be a part of what's going on, it's going to continue to be a problem. Whereas the NBA is like I would say at least 75% black, and and they stand together. And not to mention the owner, the commissioner is a player's commissioner. So it definitely helps, and they definitely try to see the player side of it. The NFL pretends like they're trying to see the player side of it, but they really don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's what the NFL is. It's about the fan base too. The NBA fan base is younger, they're more diverse, and NFL fan base are just a bunch of middle-aged, white, conservative males. That's what it is, and they're not educated, so they so anything that they perceive as an affront to their masculinity or their whiteness is automatically taken, is automatically shut down. Either you're going to make them do this, or we're going to do this, or we're going to do that. Right. They're not going to do anything. Right. They're not going to do anything. They're lazy. They're I don't want to. I don't want to. Kind of segregate my audience here, but they're lazy white people, and they're not going to do anything. They're going to still watch football, even if the guys kneeled or not. They would have still done it.
That I do agree with. Now they said that the ratings did take a hit during this Kaepernick thing. I don't think the Kaepernick thing was the issue. I think part of it was an election going on. Part of it was just and to be honest, I don't watch football as much as I used to. And it has nothing to do with the Kaepernick thing. I just don't watch football as much as I used to. And part of that is also the red zone. People don't watch full games anymore. People watch the red zone. That's what I do. I don't watch games anymore. If it ain't my team, I watch the red zone most. So the ratings take a hit for many other reasons. But it's not all this. I mean, now do I think some people may try to take a stand and say it's because of the kneeling? Yeah, sure. There's some people, but I doubt it's that many people to where they feel like that they have to force people to do what they want to support their cause, which is absolutely ridiculous.
And I think the ratings slipped because it had nothing to do. I think it had zero to do with the anthem. It has. I believe that it has something to do with the actual game. The game is just becoming so riddled with penalties. There's not really many superstars in the game anymore that are young. No one really exciting anymore. Your best player is 40. You know what I'm saying? You got Tom Brady. He's getting boring at this point. Peyton Manning is gone. He's not there. Who's the guys who are after him? Green Bay's not really an exciting team to watch. Right. You got Drew Brees. Who's the next young guy who's going to be like that superstar who's going to be consistent and win those Super Bowls? And,
There's a lot of good above average quarterbacks in the league, but none of them have separated themselves from the pack yet. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. All the great quarterbacks are over a certain age, and they're leaving. Right. So that leaves a bunch of guys. Even Matt Ryan, he's 30 at this point. Cam Newton, he's still in his 20s, but is he consistent? No, he's not. No. And you have Caveman out there in Indy. What's his name?
Andrew Luck.
Caveman.
He hasn't even thrown the football yet. He's still.
Andrew Luck hasn't played in seasons.
Forget about playing. He hasn't picked up a football. That's a problem. He hasn't even picked up a football yet.
So that you gotta have these marquee matchups. Right. Whereas when you had Tom Brady and Peyton Manning in their prime, they were prime matchups, and you got you got Tony Romo, who, saying no matter what you say about him, he was um, a guy who was like box office.
Right.
Like you would watch those Cowboys games,
Right.
and and you got us and them going back at it. I don't want to keep bringing up the Giants, but the Giants Cowboys games were the most highest rated games
Right.
on television.
Right. Even I watch
When
them. And
yeah,
I hate both
everybody
teams.
watched those. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now you got teams who are winning with backups, so nobody cares.
Yeah, yeah. NFL has a lot of issues. The anthem wasn't that big of one. Like they made it bigger than what it needed to be because
The
they
president made it bigger when it was
right
going away,
right
and then he
yeah.
decided to run his mouth and start saying all types of dumb bullshit about, oh, if I was them, I kicked them out of the country. Like
Yeah,
he just starts saying stupid shit, and then that just put a fire underneath it until it was going away.
it,
And,
it
the, and
it mostly had went away. You're right. It mostly had went away, and then he just started going off about it again. I'm like, really? Like, come on, let's just move on from this. Like even though Kaepernick, like
he doesn't care.
the
That's the
only
thing. He doesn't care.
right, the only thing that wasn't really solved was the fact that Kaepernick didn't have a job. Like besides that, like and even that and that was just like all right, y'all. I had already even moved past the fact that he wasn't gonna get a job anymore. I was like, all right, well, they're gonna make him pay for starting this whole thing. There's other players that still do it, and but he's still not, and he's just not gonna get a job. So it's like, all right, I don't like it, but whatever. Like I'm trying to move past the whole thing myself because I'm so tired of talking about it. I'm so tired of hearing about it. I do not. I hope this is the last conversation I have to have about this. But
We're going to be talking about this for the next. I don't know how it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger because number one, the president said something again. He should
yeah,
not. He. That's the thing. Like, why is he running his mouth about this?
yeah, like you have other more important issues. Like this is not your issue. Move, like mind your business. This is not your issue.
But the thing is about this president. He tries to distract from what's going on, and he feeds his his audience, which is NFL's audience, a bunch of white conservative males. He feeds them what they want to hear. So it's just like these sons of bitches. He starts
Mm-hmm.
saying things like that to get them fired up.
Get them.
So there's
They
a,
can leave the
so
country and all this shit.
yeah, so they can stay behind him because there's no one else who's supporting him.
Right.
Everyone else in the country hates him.
Right.
Those people
Even some of
still
his supporters hate him.
well, so his supporters are going to stay his supporters. He said he can kill somebody in Middle Fifth Avenue and nobody will leave him.
Right.
He's right.
Exactly.
His supporters are that stupid. But anyway, this is what the hell you talk about the political version. This is the football version.
Yeah.
But like I said, he did that. The NFL obviously curtsied to him, and he still wanted more. The thing is, they did exactly what
You
but
want right.
the NFL owners, they were in a meeting and were recorded and
Mm.
were scared of getting a tweet from him.
Wow. See, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, they were recorded. They won't even say who was the one who was scared, but they were recorded. They were scared of getting a tweet from him, so they acquiesced to him, and he still said, "I think they should be thrown out of the country." So it's just like, okay, you did exactly what he told you to do, and he still fucked you over. So
Yeah.
you shouldn't have even done anything
Right.
for him.
Right. You shouldn't even be right. You shouldn't even be trying to worry about what he's saying anyway. So, all right, moving on. I'm glad we got that out of the way. So,
Yes, thank you. Let's move on. I'm
um,
fired up.
all right. So, what's your favorite sport in the whole world?
Basketball,
What's your second favorite sport?
football,
What's your third favorite sport?
porn,
Okay. All right. What's your fourth favorite sport?
baseball,
All right. So what would be after that?
console hockey.
Well, we are going to talk about hockey. So that's close enough. So
I was gonna say pocket pool.
I'm glad I stopped there. I'm glad you said that's for hockey next. So anyway, so I was saying that to get to
Playing the flesh
NHL.
suit.
You're a fool. So the Vegas Knights, the expansion team, like this blows my mind. Like I wish I was in the hockey just so I could really be into the story like I want to be. This is amazing to me. The Vegas Knights in NHL hockey, an expansion team, will be in the finals against the Washington Capitals on Monday. Like that's, can you imagine like putting together a team and they're the best team, like from scratch, against teams that's been there for years. The Penguins won championship. The Capitals, by the way, the Capitals finally beat the Penguins after all this time. Yeah, I got a little hockey knowledge. After all this time, they beat they made it to the finals. So now I don't really know who to root for because any other time I would have rooted for the Capitals to win. I know Ovechkin never got a ring, so I was like, all right, he's a great player. I like to see great players at least have one ring to cap off their career. But I really want to see an expansion team win a championship. Like that's what I want to see. I'm gonna watch that series. And
Yeah, I actually know a little bit about how Las Vegas built their team,
okay.
and I was listening to sports talk radio. That's the only way I get my hockey news, from sports talk radio. So I was listening to during this week, and they said that during the expansion drafts, and usually when an expansion team comes in, there's not just one, there's two teams.
Right.
The talent is split between two teams, so the
Same.
teams usually suck for the first like five
Right, like
seasons.
they do an expansion draft with the players from
Right,
every team makes a couple of players available to be drafted or whatever. I don't know exactly
right,
how it
right.
works, but it's something to that effect. So yeah,
Well, yeah. They have protected players.
right,
You know, every team gets to protect a certain amount of players. But I actually heard that, and this is genius move. The GM from Vegas was going around saying, "Who's the player on your team that you would like me to pick because of money reasons or anything, and I'll take that person from you. Just don't protect him. We will draft him." So the NHL team said, "Okay, we want you to take these guys who are going to make a whole bunch of money next year, and just so we don't have to pay them."
right.
And the and some of the some of the players that they have in this team, they're like, okay, this guy's going to make a lot of money next year. We'll take them in exchange for a number one pick. So they're getting their best player. If that guy's going to make a bunch of money, he's one of their best players in that
Right,
team,
right.
and they're taking their next year's number one overall pick, their first round pick.
What?
Yes. So
Oh,
they have like 3 or 4 first round picks for next season.
wow.
They
So on.
said they said, okay,
Oh my God,
uh,
this guy's a
that,
genius.
that's kind of like us. That's kind of like it's kind of like the Knicks, all right? It's kind of like the Knicks, and and the expansion team coming up in Vegas, and they said, what we'll take Noah off your hands for a first round pick for next season.
Right.
While me, I say go fuck yourself.
Right. Some
But
guys want it so bad they're like, all right, go ahead.
yeah, so like they'll take him off their hands and they give him that pick. That is a fucking genius move if I've ever heard it myself.
Wow, that's pretty good. And then on top of that, they got good players because they're obviously they got good players because they're where they are. They got the guy. They even got which I just found out that they got the Penguins goalie
From last season.
from last season. Like like
Yep.
the championship team's goalie.
Yeah, they got the
So
goalie from
imagine.
last season, and then they got draft picks, so they're going to be good for a long goddamn time.
But my question is, why did they leave? Why was that goalie not protected? How do you not protect your goalie? I don't
You want
understand.
to know? You want to know why? Because they said he's going to make too much money.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. And look what happened. Washington finally got over. See, now Washington got a problem because Washington couldn't beat that goalie. So now they stuck playing against that goalie that they can't beat every year. Either one way or another, they still got to run into that guy. So I'm rooting for Vegas. I want to see this so bad. Like I want to see experience. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like it's not like fireworks are gonna like like not gonna explode or anything. It's just like wow, the expansion team is going to like could win a championship. Like can you imagine that? Like if the Vancouver Grizzlies came in and just won the championship.
They came in the same season as Toronto.
In
That's like the
right.
Houston Texans winning.
Right.
You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? In
right. The Tex-
2002.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's like them going to a Super Bowl against the Bucks and beating them
Or
that season.
or the Charlotte Bobcats. They came in by themselves, right?
Yeah, they came in by themselves.
So there we go. Wow, that's something
When
else.
they come in 2004?
Something like that.
Who won in 2005? Who won the championship? Oh, that would be San Antonio. Nope,
Yeah.
they ain't beating them.
Look, it's not gonna happen in basketball. It will never. I could go ahead and
That will,
bet my life
like
that it will
I would
never happen
love
in
to see.
basketball.
Let me tell you something. I would absolutely love to see that if it like, but that you know what that will happen. That will happen against the Knicks. That would just happen against the Knicks.
That it was supposed to be our year, and then it would be then we lose to them.
We'll lose to like Montreal or some shit.
Football, I could see it happening. I could see it. It'll be hard in football too, but I could see it in football. I could see
that would be fucking awesome in football. That would be like a Cinderella season.
I think the only sport that it can't happen in is basketball. like I could see it even happening possibly in baseball. I just can't see it in basketball. Basketball is the only sport where the best team usually wins. Football, baseball, hockey, the best team doesn't always win. like football is only one game, so anything can happen. Baseball is weird like that, where if you got like if you get hot, like hockey, the best team almost never wins. like every other year, something crazy in hockey. Like they had the 8th seed Kings win. They had like they just have, as you can see, the expansion. Like in hockey, this happens all the time. Like something wild. Like the best team almost never wins. Like maybe every couple of years the best team wins, but like it's really odd in hockey. But baseball, you know, baseball is hard because there's so many games, and if you really got to stand out to make it to the playoffs, because there's only 5 teams now they got that wild card thing. But yeah, baseball it'll be hard, but if you could be one of those top 5 teams, anybody can win in baseball. The best team doesn't always win in baseball. Basketball, 99% of the time, the best team wins. you can look at that team and say that team is probably going to win, and nobody's going to stop them. So like
yeah, you're right about that.
yeah, you can go into training camp knowing who's going to win in basketball.
I hope that it's different this year, but it doesn't look good for Houston, even though they're up 3-2. With Chris Paul going out, then I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
They're gonna force a game 7, and they're gonna lose in game 7.
Well, there was gonna be a game 7 with or without Chris Paul, I think. But now I guess we're talking about the playoffs now, huh?
Okay, NBA playoffs.
So yeah, all right. So yeah, if y'all didn't know, yeah, Houston's up 3-2, Boston's up 3-2, and then at the end of the Houston game last night, Chris Paul got hurt, so he's definitely gonna be out for game 6. Probably, I would say he's probably gonna be out for game 7 also, but maybe he'll probably will himself to play game 7, but he probably won't be the same.
He'll will himself, which means he's gonna be getting injections and all types of shit.
Yeah,
that's his version of NBA's version.
It's called Will Serum. Will Serum.
Super serum, super soldier serum.
Yeah,
Captain America.
Yeah, that's so disappointing because things were going so well. Like I really wanted to see Houston win this series. I just don't know what's gonna happen now. I really before I felt like if Houston won Game 5, then they would probably finish. They'd probably win the series. Like even though I didn't give them any chance to win starting, I was just hoping that they didn't get swept. I didn't have no faith in D'Antoni and James Harden. And by the way, James Harden is selling out. but because of Chris Paul, they were able to maintain the consistency. And then Eric Gordon had a good game. Like James Harden is like 0 for like 7
20 over 20
over 20 and 3-pointers. I'm like, what is like really? And Chris Paul had to tell him like, go to the basket, like stop shooting threes, like get a rhythm first, get a rhythm inside the 3-point line. Like that should be obvious. Like if you're not hitting your shot, go to the basket.
Yeah, like, he's just not that type of player. I think that he's one of those Chris Webber players. He just cannot play well in the playoffs. He just doesn't know what to do in the playoffs.
Yeah,
If it's like February, yeah.
yeah, and he's had some good games. He's just not consistent. Like he's just not. Like come on, Hart. Now they really need you. Like you can't go 0 for whatever 3-pointers now. Like game 6, whatever. Like that's in Golden State. Golden State's probably gonna beat the brakes off him in game 6. But
Yeah, I think so. They're
but
gonna blow the
but,
shit out of
but
him.
game 7, but game 7, you gotta step up, dude. Whether Chris Paul is there or not, you have to play. You have to do what you gotta do. Like you cannot blow this. Like in my mind, I already felt like they blew it. Like I already feel like they're gonna lose now. Like with Chris Paul being hurt, it just feels like they're gonna. I just feel like they're gonna lose.
Yeah, we've seen this story before. They're gonna lose Game 6 and Game 7.
Yeah.
It'll be nice if they just won tonight. What do you play tonight?
Yeah.
It'd be nice if they
No,
just
no, I'm
won
sorry.
tonight.
I'm sorry. Cleveland plays tonight. Cleveland Boston plays tonight.
Okay, Cleveland Boston plays tonight. Okay, it'll be nice if they just won that game. That would be nice. I'd be like, wow, okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Now, so
I would be surprised, but yeah.
like if Harden goes off for like 50 and 20 or some shit, and
Yeah.
they put him at the point guard, they put Harden back at the point guard, put Eric Gordon starting at the shooting guard like you did last season, and just just play your game that way, and because he'll have the ball in his hands, he get a feel for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Play the game. See if you can win this fucking game.
Yeah.
If you can win this game, then it's over. Then you can sit around and wait.
Right. Chris Paul can get rest until the final. I would assume the final's gonna start Thursday next week. I think usually starts on a Thursday. Yeah, like, come on, like y'all gotta get it done, man. Don't let them back in this. Like I said, game 6 I think is already a loss, but game 7 at home, y'all can do this. Like, and by the way, Kevin Durant, like, what is going on with him in the fourth quarter? Like, they got the nerve to say after last year that he's better than LeBron. Like, first of all,
He's never better than LeBron. I'm sorry, he's just not. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm tired of people saying that he's better than LeBron. He's not. I've like we can have this discussion all day. He's a better shooter. So fucking what?
Right.
Okay.
And by the way, LeBron. I mean, and LeBron will never be the shooter that he is, but LeBron is a really good shooter, outside shooter now. Like, so even though he'll always be the better shooter, he's not even, that gap is closed. Like LeBron is good at pretty much everything now. Like, so like, and by the way, LeBron's not selling out in fourth quarters. Like, you have missed. You're in 2 straight fourth quarters now. You're 1 for 9 and 2 points, no assists, no rebound. Like, you're just not even showing up. Like, and then game 4, when you're in a rhythm. Like, nah, he wasn't in a rhythm in the fourth quarter, but in that game, he was playing well. He's playing well for 3 quarters in every game. Fourth quarter, he's just not showing up. He comes down at 10 seconds left with PJ Tucker on him. He's got like almost a half of, he's like PJ Tucker's half his size. And all you gotta do, he got right to where he wants to be, like just right around the foul line. And you could have pulled up right there, game over. Like, but or at least I guess I would have tied it. But you rather pass it to Klay Thompson running away from the basket in the corner, and the timing was bad. Now if he was open, but the timing was bad, you gave it to him too early. It's like you just didn't want it in your hands. I'm like, you got a smaller guy on you. All you gotta do is pull up from the foul line. You're at the foul line. Just pull up. You can't even see him. How are you not pulling up and just nailing that shot? That's a layup for him. It should be a layup for him. Like, but if LeBron did anything close to that, oh, he's not clutch. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It doesn't make sense.
Well, those are the LeBron haters. I'm not a LeBron apologist. I'm not a sycophant of LeBron. I'm not a LeBron hater. You know, like I'm not gonna sit here and just hate on LeBron for no fucking reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll tell like it is for LeBron. You know, like, but there's no way Kevin Durant's gonna even reach him. Kevin Durant, you know what I'm saying? Like, LeBron's not gonna average 30 points a game every season. He did it one time in his career. That's not really him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He can do it.
Right.
But it's just the fact that it's not just him. He led the league in scoring one time.
He could have averaged the triple double if he wanted to.
Yeah, like he could. That's the thing. He could do stuff like that, but it's not making the team better.
Right.
It's not translating into wins. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like it's not winning basketball just by padding your stats. But
Right.
I've actually heard that from other players who've played with LeBron that he likes to pad his stats.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've been
I,
hearing
I,
that lately.
I've been hearing that. I mean, I've never played with the dude. You know what I'm saying? I never played basketball. Period.
I play with him. Nah, nah.
So like I'm not gonna say this guy's lying, but it just seems like it's sour grapes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it seems like to me. For whatever reason, you don't like him, or you felt like you could have did better, or you just jealous of him for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've never seen him pad stats. You know, what I'm saying everything when LeBron plays, it seems like everything comes natural. Also,
Right.
he's like, oh, okay, he's got 30 points and eight assists, okay, and 9 rebounds, okay. It didn't seem like he was padding his stats.
Right. Yeah, and because he mixes up his game so well, you don't realize how many points, how many rebounds, how many assists he got until the end of the game. So like he had a good game by watching how the team play, but you don't like you can tell like for instance you can tell when Jordan is having a good game. Jordan gets hot and he just goes off. Kobe same thing. You can tell when they having a good game they get hot and they just go off. They just become unconscious. That's not how LeBron does it. LeBron will hit a couple of buckets, then he'll get a couple of guys to fall. He'll hit a couple more buckets. He'll get a couple, like he mixes it up really well. Like you don't sometimes you'll see like it's not very often where you just see him go off. Like in these playoffs, he's been kind of going off like that. But even still, even with him going off, it's still within a natural flow. Like you said, it just comes natural to him. So it's like it's not like LeBron is going off. Like the only time like you notice he's going off is when he starts hitting that three. When he starts hitting his three, or when he starts hitting jumpers. Like, cause you know he can go to the basket. When he goes to the basket, it's kind of like you don't even notice it anymore, cause that's what he does. But when he starts hitting a lot of jump shots, like he had hit a fadeaway 3-pointer, and I was like, yo, I think that was game 3. He had hit a fadeaway 3-pointer, and he was like really feeling his jumper that day. I was like, when he hit that, I was like, damn, a fadeaway 3-pointer is hard to do for a 3-point shooter. And he's like, and I was like, that really impressed me. Like he just turned around, like a fadeaway 3-pointer is really hard. So like I mean I guess it's not hard for an NBA player or even LeBron for that.
Yeah,
Matter, but.
that's why it doesn't impress me. I was like, you probably do it in practice all the time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like guys like Shaq would do that in practice. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking around.
Right. But seeing that in a game to me is still impressive. And LeBron's not known for a 3-point shooter, even though his 3-point percentage is high this year. But I was just like, man. So and we haven't even talked about that series yet. Like so yeah, they're down 3-2. They can't win on the road. Nobody can win on the road. Boston. If I had to say it, like I mean, I think we talked about it last
So
week.
we're talking about Boston now.
Well,
Yo, how come you didn't go from subject to subject? You're just gonna go to Boston
we're
like
talking about LeBron. He's playing against Boston.
okay.
So
I'm gonna calm
we're
down.
not far away.
I'm gonna calm down.
Yeah, settle down. But
Fired up today.
but yeah, like they can't even win. Like I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that Boston's gonna win it in 7. Like LeBron, like I don't usually go against LeBron. You know, I'm a big LeBron fan. I don't usually go against him. Boston looks really good at home, and they haven't lost at home yet. It's hard. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. I think Game 7 is gonna be good. I think Cleveland's gonna blow them out tonight in Cleveland. But Game 7, like Boston just looks really good at home. And I don't doubt that LeBron, like I expect LeBron to have a good game, but he would have to score like he's gonna have to score at least 50, the way the rest of his teammates are playing. Like they're just not on the road. They're just not. They just can't do nothing with Boston in Boston.
I think that has to do with the coaching. LeBron's not a really good coach. You know what I'm saying? He's the coach of the team. You know that, right? LeBron's a coach.
You said LeBron's not a good coach.
Yeah, he's the coach. Okay, he's the coach. He's the GM. He's a star player. All right. Let's just get that out the way right now.
Okay.
There's no deterrent. Nobody's doing anything unless it's through LeBron. When they call the plays, LeBron's calling the plays. Tyronn Lue sitting out there somewhere. All right. But when they got all these guys around them, who do you think chose them? It wasn't the G. Who's the GM of Cleveland? Who's the GM?
Oh wait, this year?
Yeah.
They stopped listening to LeBron.
That's bullshit. They
Well,
listen to LeBron.
the word is this year they kind of started doing their own thing because they don't like how LeBron they don't like the fact that LeBron's not committing to them, so they're starting to try to take the team back. As LeBron, like now, as far as coaching, you're probably still right about that, but as far as the GM thing, they're kind of I mean because LeBron like the other guy Griffin, David Griffin,
Mhm.
LeBron wanted him to stay. They got him out of there. They brought in somebody, and then they started kind of doing their own thing this year. So, as far as the GM stuff, they don't really listen to LeBron anymore. And this is this coming from our boy Chris Broussard, who we who we used to criticize, but now we
I
listen
don't
to.
believe him. No.
so so like they said, you know what I mean? Like they don't really listen to him like that, no, as like they used to. I don't know to what degree. I don't know if they just completely don't listen to him anymore, but they definitely don't go to him for everything like they used to. So I don't know if this was his like this team was his choice. Like it all started with the Kyrie Irving trade, and things started kind of unraveling from there as far as what they needed. Because Isaiah Thomas wasn't was the right fit, and then they had to make some more change. They basically traded everybody that had to do with that Kyrie Irving trade, and the only thing they got left is the draft pick. But but so yeah, I mean to a degree you're right. Still, I mean LeBron still has his hands all over that franchise, but and as far as coaching, I hear from what I hear is Tyronn Lue does coach that team, but I don't now that I don't totally believe. Like I believe that yeah to a degree he does, but I think LeBron still goes out there and does what LeBron does, regardless of what Tyronn Lue is saying on the sideline. He's gonna go with his own judgment. So
Yeah. Uh, for the series, for the championship, I would love to see Houston make it to the championship because I'm tired of seeing Golden State
yeah,
go there.
yeah.
I would love to see Houston go there, and I would say I would love to see them against Boston, but I think Boston would just beat them, and that would be embarrassing.
You think Boston would be Houston just like that?
I'm not. I just have this feeling that they're gonna play so much good team ball and
I
good
I think they could
and
make it a
good
hell of a
defense.
series.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would think that I would just think that it would just overwhelm Houston. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think.
Um, go ahead.
I think. Yeah, I think Boston. Now I put it like this: if Golden State won, I think Boston would would do better against Golden State than Cleveland would, to be honest. But I would
And
like to.
this is a team with no stars on it.
Right,
Two of
I
their
know,
best players are gone.
I know, and I. But as far as Houston, me being the LeBron fan that I am, I want. I really want if Houston wins, I really want Cleveland to go because I think Cleveland can beat Houston. I think Houston's a favorite and Houston's a better team.
That would be a
But I,
great series. If Houston
but I
played
think
Cleveland, that'd be a great series.
that's what I want to see. I want to see Houston Cleveland. I think Cleveland got a shot, but I do think Houston would be the favorite. If I had to put my money on it, I would pick
I
Houston.
don't know. I
I
don't
would pick
know.
Houston
I
in a long
cannot
series.
go. I just can't go against LeBron, even against two of those super. Like you got two guys. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying. You got two superstars in like they do play decent defense, but I just think that
Houston plays
LeBron was
really good
overwhelmed
defense
them.
actually.
Huh?
Houston plays actually top notch defense, especially in this series. But I think I think see this team now. If this was Kyrie Irving still on the team, then Cleveland would definitely win. Like I would make Cleveland the favorite. But this team is so LeBron dependent. Like they don't like like there's no like even Kevin Love's not that consistent. Like they have no consistent second, third, fourth option. Like nobody else plays well on back to back nights. LeBron is the only constant, and it would be really hard. Like, and Houston is actually a very good defensive team. I got to give them credit. They're like defense. Like this is not your typical D'Antoni team, and they play real good defense. They play real defense. So I got to give them real credit for that because like I said, I didn't give them any chance to win. But I think I would like to see Cleveland, Houston. I think Boston would give either. I think Boston would give both teams a run no matter what. But in the end, I think that they would lose because they struggle on the road. They can't win on the road. They win at home, but they can't win on the road, and they don't have home court advantage against either one of those teams. So. um, Yeah, I'd like to see. I would like to see Cleveland, Houston. Just basically to wrap that part of my. Anything else you want to add to that?
I would like James Harden to play better.
For
Don't
real.
worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Like just make it a series and play good. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that's easy for me to say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like you know what I'm saying? Like I have so much faith in him as a fucking player that you know what I'm saying, that I would love to see him just show out. You know what I'm saying? I want him to do those 50-point games. You know what I'm saying? If anybody in the playoffs right now, one who's capable of doing of scoring 50 points on his team, on his current team, is this guy. Is James Harden. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Durant is not going to do that with Golden State because he got so many weapons around him.
Right.
I'm not saying he can't, but he's not.
Right.
That's just not what that team's built to do. It's not
Right.
built
Right.
to
Actually,
be
actually,
Kevin Durant
there's three
centered.
players that are capable, but like you said, they're not gonna do it
Yeah, they're
because
not going to do it.
because they have
Not
flaws.
on their current teams, not together. But Harden, he's got the green light. He can
Yeah.
fucking shoot all day.
Yeah. And he's just
Just
not. He just keeps clanking them.
I
like
I have no idea what's going on with him.
he needs to get his
Maybe
shit
it's,
together. That's what it is. um. That was something else I was about to bring up about this same subject, but I forget. I don't know.
yo man, you can't be doing that shit on a fucking podcast, man. What
Hey.
the fuck?
Hey, this is our podcast. We can do whatever we want. This is what we do. This is how we do it when we on the phone. I'd be like, oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, I don't know. So basically, we just having a phone conversation. The cameras just happen to be on. So,
Yeah, yeah. Like, remember we were talking about right before we got in this, before we started the podcast about who's the best offensive shooting guard. We were having an argument between Jordan and Harden. You said that Jordan could pass like just as good as Harden. I don't see that. I've watched Jordan play. I don't think he's a ball hog.
I think he passes better than James Harden.
I don't think I think that it's not even a contest. I think James Harden's just a better passer. I think he's like when I see James Harden, he as far as shooting guards go, he's like the best passing shooting guard ever. Like him and Dwayne Wade.
I think I
Him and
think
Dwayne Wade are the two.
well, see, and this is where we disagree because even though Harden averages like assist wise, Harden is off the chains. I think not only do I think Jordan is a better passer, I think Wade and Kobe are also better passers. Kobe chose not to pass, but he can pass. Like Kobe has court vision, and I think he has better court vision than James Harden. But but Kobe just likes to score. Like Kobe's just a scorer. Like like
I can't say that. I would never say that someone's better just because they choose to do the other thing. Like Kobe is just not a passer. I would never ever put him in that category because he just doesn't do it. He just didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like he depended on himself. You know what I'm saying? Like he depended on himself, and you had to have fucking Phil Jackson come out there and say, "Hey, Kobe, maybe other guys could shoot the ball just like you." I think okay, we're gonna Kobe for 1 minute. I remember they were talking about they had something with Ray Allen. When they had a rivalry, I was watching on YouTube,
mm,
and Ray Allen broke down Kobe in such a way that I think Kobe got pissed off at him
really.
because like he just predicted so much shit that Kobe did, and I remember he said like Kobe's going to need like two other guys to win a championship. He's not going to win it on his own, and what I'm saying, because he's not going to depend on anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not Jordan. he just criticized him, and that got Kobe pissed off. But I don't think it came from anger. It just came from like he's
Just
just talking
critiquing the
talking
game.
about the game.
Right. Just
You know what I'm saying?
person
Because
of what he sees.
it's what he sees. Because and this is back when they were in their 20s. So Kobe was just like, oh yeah. So and Kobe just started like like trying to beat the shit out of him every time you played him. But it's just
Right.
like it doesn't mean that he's not. Just
Right.
because you are playing doesn't mean it's wrong.
Right. Like just because you can bust his ass, don't mean he's not wrong. Like, right, he's still right in what he's saying. You can just still score 50 or 60 on him if you want.
Yeah, yes, that's the thing. Like he started talking about his game, started breaking it down, saying like, "Oh, he's a selfish player when he does this, and like there's certain things he does really good when he does that." And he just had like a long interview, and then Kobe called him and decided to like curse him out on the phone.
You talking shit?
Yo, so you know what he said got to him.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
You
like
call
what I'm saying,
somebody.
like they aren't even friends. He find his number and call
oh,
him.
who's this?
I was like, huh? He's like,
You know
hey,
who the
Jesus.
fuck this is?
What?
Like, you know who this is?
Mom be here. I was like, Mama?
Like, mama, what you doing here, mama?
Mama, what happened to your voice?
Like, yeah, he really got under his skin there.
You
called
get into you get about hormones again?
Wow. Oh, there's one more thing I wanted to talk about. This goes back to LeBron. I have this feeling like everybody's talking.
Your voice just went up like 8 octaves. Go ahead.
I might have mentioned this on the podcast before. Everybody's talking about where LeBron is going. Why do I feel like he's going back to Miami? I really feel like he's like Chris Paul. Now, if Houston doesn't make it to the finals, Chris Paul is a free agent. Paul George is a free agent. LeBron James is a free agent. And Pat Riley was already earlier in the season or late in the season was like, yeah, LeBron did the right thing. I was wrong. Blah blah blah. He already start like saying out of nowhere, like who asked you? Like that made me start thinking like, I wonder if he's going back to Miami. He might go back to Miami. They're well coached because now I believe in Spoelstra again. They're well coached. And we already know Miami's a good organization, and it's Miami. It's a good place to live. He lived there before. He probably still got a house there.
No, he sold that house.
Oh well, okay, well he can get another one. But
No, I don't think so. Go ahead.
He's gonna be on Section 8.
They're gonna be living on the street. You're living in somebody. I can't find a house.
He'll be a beach bum. But yeah, like I could see him, Paul George, Chris Paul, like going to Miami. Like
Chris Paul's not going anywhere now.
if they lose, I can possibly see it. If they win, forget about it.
I don't see Chris Paul going anywhere at this point.
It's unlikely. It's definitely unlikely.
This is the furthest he's going. I think he can go somewhere else. No, Chris Paul, I think he's going to stay in Houston. But I think that I'm not saying that you're wrong, but with the Paul George thing, I think they want to team up. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere, it'd be funny if he teamed up with like fucking Melo or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they have to trade for him.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's just dead weight at this point.
No,
but
LeBron knows that. LeBron knows he don't want Melo on his team. But
well, they are friends. You know what I'm saying? Maybe LeBron can get his boy.
look,
What's his name?
Jason, LJ, we're friends. I don't want you on my team. Nah, like I'm picking you last. Nah. Like give me that little dude right there. Nah, I'm just playing. But anyway, just because. But just because they're friends, don't mean he wanted. I think there was a time where he wanted Melo, but I guarantee he don't want him on his team now.
Who's the guy who got traded to Milwaukee? Who's represented by
Lou Alcindor.
Nah, he got traded from Milwaukee. Eric Bledsoe. If they can get Eric Bledsoe on the team, I think that they'll do it.
I don't think he's worth. I don't think he's a guy that's gonna make or break anything. I think.
Well, LeBron always liked him. He liked his athleticism. Plus, he's not fitting in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
You know, so they already had a point guard.
But they got Goran Dragic. He's good enough for what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like if they don't get another point guard to replace him, he's good enough. You know what I mean? Like Dragic, is good enough player to fill that point guard role, and he can shoot. He'll fit into what LeBron wants to do. You know what I mean? So he's fine. I think Whiteside is going to be going though. Like
If Whiteside goes, then why would LeBron stay? Why would, like, you have to keep Whiteside? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's he's one of the best player.
well,
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can re-sign him,
but one, he gets hurt a lot. Two, he's got a little mental. I mean, he's a little moody. He's a little DeMarcus Cousins type moody, but but not only like it would be like they should keep him. I just don't know how, but they would have to pay him. See, that's the problem. If like they're better. Who would you rather? Would you rather bring in Paul George and Chris Paul, or would you rather keep Whiteside and have to sacrifice signing one of those guys?
well, we already talking about those about Chris Paul, but they can get what's his face, Paul George. What you go? If push comes to shove, then I guess they can try to get Joel Anthony back or.
Joel Anthony. Is he still in the league? I had to run through my head like who's Joel, and I was like, oh, that guy. You know they still got Udonis Haslam too, I believe.
You did what?
I think they still got Udonis Haslam too. Or
Udonis Haslam's our age. You know what I'm saying? That nigga, he needs to be gone.
yeah, I think
Anybody who's born in 1980 needs to be retired by now in the NBA. Like him, all of us are the oldest players in the league at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like Haslam, Jamal Crawford.
Hey, Vince Carter's still around. Dirk.
Vince Carter is older than us. You know what I'm saying? Vince Carter is 40.
Yeah,
he shouldn't be playing anymore. Just like don't sign him.
You know what? He's actually solid. Like he's a solid veteran for teams right now. Like he's not bad. Like he's not that bad. Like I see why people are still signing. Put it like that. Like if nobody signs, I'm not gonna be like yo. But I see why people still sign him. He's still an effective bench player. Like
the thing is, he fell off big time. He fell off like he was averaging 26 points a game at one point, and then went to 15 just like the next season.
Right.
And never went back.
But his jump shot got better. He's actually a good wide open solid knockdown 3-point shooter now. Like he did pretty good for himself as a role player. Like nobody talks about him much. Like, he did pretty well for himself though. So I'll give him credit for that because he just kind of quietly almost went away, but he's still there. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I don't know what were we talking about? Oh, LeBron. Yeah. So yeah, like. I'm gonna keep a quiet watch out for this Miami thing. Like I think I'm the only one saying it, but I don't know why I just feel strongly about it. Like if he doesn't stay in Cleveland, I could see Miami, him and Paul George teaming up there. And like I said, if Houston doesn't win, I think that does open the door for Chris Paul to play with LeBron. Like I really do. Like because they talked about playing with each other a lot. So and Wade is already over there.
You know what? Maybe it's just me because because they play similar positions, but you know I didn't think it was going to work when they had James Harden and Chris Paul.
Right. And to be honest, that's probably a better fit than LeBron and Chris Paul. To be honest, but it all depends on what kind of offense you're running. And they're almost if you put that team together, they're going to the finals. Like Boston's gonna have to wait even longer. You know what I mean? If you put Paul George, Chris Paul, LeBron, forget about Boston all over again. They may be able to compete with them, but they're not. But they're gonna get pushed back again. They're gonna always be number 2. So I'm just gonna keep a close eye on that. I think that's about it. I got a couple of questions. I got 3 questions for you today, all NBA questions. You ready?
Okay, go ahead, man.
No. You're saying go ahead, but are you ready?
No, man. I don't know.
All right, here we go. All right. What NBA player has the most assists in one game?
Scott Skiles.
Oh, all right. Do you know how many it was?
Like 21 or 22 or something like that.
It was 30, but the question, you got the actual question right. All right. Next one is you got that one too fast and too easy. I didn't think you would get that one. I didn't think you would get that one.
That was easy.
You probably get these other 2 then. What NBA player has the highest 3-point percentage of all time?
Mark Price.
No, but that's a good guess. You want to get try one more? One more game.
Steve Nash.
Nope.
All right, nah, I don't have any more.
All right. It was a Steve. Steve Kerr
Oh, Steve
at
Kerr.
45%. 3-point shooter for his career, which is pretty damn good. That's fucking excellent. All right, one more. What play? This one I believe you're gonna get. What player has the highest free throw percentage of all time?
Oh, either Ray Allen, Steve Kerr. No. Fuck. Mark Price.
Nope. what's your fascination with Mark Price? Nah. I think at one point he did have it, but there's somebody else that's been in the league since him that's got it now.
Ray Allen.
No, it was Steve Nash, the guy who you thought was the 3-point guy. So,
Well, he's one of those 50, 40, 90 guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I had to be one of
and
those.
that's what he got, 90% free throw shooter. That about wraps things up, I think.
I had a special guest, but the special guest ran across the carpet and walked out of the fucking
Yo, I don't think they believe you no more, dog. I think it's like fool me once, shame on everyone.
No, but I swear on everything I love, man. On everything I love. It's gonna be a special goddamn guest next week.
All right. So we still have not got one email from any of y'all yet. What's going on, man? I know y'all don't agree with everything we saying. So could y'all please engage with us? Like I'm begging y'all right now. Like come on, like talk to us. Let us know y'all out there. We got some views and we got some downloads, but ain't nobody responding. So what's up with that?
So far we got almost 1,000. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty good.
1,000 what?
Views, downloads, almost.
Probably combined.
All right. No, nobody needs to know that
views
shit.
and downloads. Yeah, we probably got close to 1,000, maybe. If we count them up together, like carry the one, remain the 4. But yeah. All right. So our email address is lemaranlj@gmail.com. That's LEMARANDLJ
Just put this crawler on the screen like Lemar and LJ. All right, here we go.
But some people just listen to the podcast, so you can't watch it. You can't watch it if you're listening. So we gotta appease both crowds. And I'm gonna put that, and I'm gonna put our email address in the description. I'm gonna put our website in the description. Check out our website because our website gives you access to everything. It takes you to our YouTube. It takes you to our email. It takes you to our Facebook. It takes you to our Twitter. It takes you. If you go up there, there's a link. You just click it, and it takes you right to everything you need. So definitely check the website out. And the only reason why I don't say the website is because I don't know it off the top of my head. It's like a long website. It's like Lemar and LJ. Libsyn.com, blah blah blah. So I'm gonna put that in the description, and I keep forgetting to put it in the podcast description. I promise to do that this time. I do put it in the YouTube description though. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it tonight. And check out my other YouTube channel, Textbook Gamer. Is TECH-Book Gamer. On YouTube, and if you want to find our YouTube channel for what the hell are you talking about, you got to look up Lemar and LJ, and then it'll come up as what the hell are you talking about. I think that covers everything. Anything else you want to say before we go besides the guest that never shows up?
All right, so next week I'm thinking we should do a top 10 power forwards of all time. I think it should be around that time.
Are we due for it? Oh yeah, next June. June is next week.
Yeah.
Because we do one a month. So all right. So okay. Yeah. So we'll go.
Next week will be June 1st.
Okay. So we'll be doing the top 10 power forwards of our time next week. That's
gonna be difficult. Difficult. That's it. Next week, tune in. What the hell are you talking about? I'm LJ. That's Lemar. We're out.
Do that shit.
Turn that shit on.